During World War II, Japanese forces invaded and occupied the Philippines. The American and Filipino resistance was forced to retreat to the Bataan Peninsula. In April 1942, U.S. General Edward King Jr. surrendered his troops at the Bataan Peninsula, where the Japanese forces captured 65,000 Filipino and 10,000 American military personnel. The captured military personnel were to march from Mariveles, which is located in the southern portion of the Bataan Peninsula, all the way to prisoner of war camps in San Fernando. The Death March would take anywhere from 5 to 10 days to complete and was generally 65 miles long. The 75,000 captives were divided into groups of 100 and had to endure harsh treatment by their captors. The Japanese soldiers believed that surrendering was a dishonorable act, which was a major contributor to their brutal nature towards the captives. The American and Filipino captives were not given basic necessities, such as water, and often experienced beatings by their captors. Those that became too weak to continue the journey were bayoneted, shot, and even beheaded. The brutality of the captors and mistreatment towards the captives were the major reasons for why many of the American and Filipino captives perished. Corporal Raymond Rau was a Frankenmuth native that served in the United States Army Air Corps and was captured by the Japanese forces during the surrender at Bataan. The death march that Rau endured took 8 days to complete and was roughly 120 miles long. He survived the march and was shipped to Manchuria to be used as a slave laborer in a factory. In August 1945, the prisoner of war camp that Rau was held captive at was liberated by Russian soldiers. Rau weighed 160 pounds when he first joined the military, but after being a prisoner of war for 3.5 years, he returned back to the United States weighing only 97 pounds. Following the defeat of Imperial Japan, the United States held the Tokyo War Crimes trials from 1946 through 1948 in order to punish the Japanese for the war crimes that they committed. Lieutenant General Homa Masaharu was the Japanese leader that bore responsibility for the Bataan Death March. He was tried for a war crime and was found guilty. In 1946, Homa Masaharu was executed by firing squad.